if you look at the people that really have an opportunity to shine, it's in that middle management role. Because they're the people that know the work, do the work, know how to automate the work. And so if they can do that, they become the new C-suite.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Overlap Podcast, big business tactics for small business success. Dive into the intersections of work, fitness, family, faith, and leadership. We believe growth in one area fuels growth in all. Here's your hosts, Sid Sexton and Keith Glines.
All right, we're back. Here with another episode of the Overlap Podcast. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning. Tim hates when we
I know.
when we date ourselves.
I do it to just kind of turn the night.
And he's back. He's been on I don't even know where
he was
been.
On a spiritual retreat.
Yeah, I think he was on like a silent retreat or something because I didn't even hear from him.
Well, I looked at him earlier and it looks like he's probably dabbled in a little ayahuasca or something.
Yes.
You know?
Well, when you see Tim naturally, it looks like he's on a constant ayahuasca.
Yeah. Well, he knows he's in tune with his feelings.
He's also older than us with way little kids, so he needs ayahuasca.
He probably does. He needs something.
Leading from the middle. And I realize that most of the time our podcast is not for middle management in any way. And
but it's usually geared towards founders and, that kind of thing.
Definitely so. But I think this is huge. One, for the owner to understand that he wants these people in his organization.
100%.
And if you're in the middle right now, in that middle management role, this is for you that says, hey, you can absolutely make a difference there. And I think a lot of times middle managers get caught in the middle, not feeling like they're making a difference. And everyone wants to make a difference.
Right.
And I would say you have a huge opportunity if you are in one of those roles to make a huge difference. I feel like Donald Trump right now. Huge.
Yeah.
In your organization.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many ways that you can do it, and so many ways that you can take pressure off the people that is paying your paycheck and providing you a place to work.
100%. You can take it from me. I have spent at least the last 10 years trying to develop an environment where the folks that are on the front lines, the folks that are really, the closest to the action, the work that needs to be performed, or the sales or the administrative tasks, I've spent a lot of time and effort to create an environment where those folks have not only a format or a platform to speak what they see and sort of give some guidance, but I've worked pretty hard to encourage that. Despite my very strong opinions about how things need to be, and despite my real visceral attachment to the fact that I know I'm the one that goes down with the ship if things don't go well, but it still doesn't keep me from knowing that I don't know everything, and the folks that are closest to the action probably need to be the ones that help the most making that plan.
And to be real honest with you, it's the people that do the work.
Yeah, the people that do the work, they know what's going on.
They know what's going on. And if you look at organizational structure right now as business changes, and if you look at business journals, Wall Street Journal, any business journal right now, they're all talking about that the C-suite is probably dead.
Yeah, probably. Things are definitely flattening out.
And if you look at if you look at the people that really have an opportunity to shine, it's in that middle management role. Because they're the people that know the work, do the work, know how to automate the work. And so if they can do that, they become the new C-suite.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny you said automate. That was really my That was really my thought on the real leverage that you can help with if you're in that role and you're doing the work. But if you just play with some automation, we're talking AI or some other sort of function on the weekends or after hours or whatever, and you just come and you say, hey, here's what I'm working on. I don't have it all the way slicked out, but this is a concept right here. You're a hero. You have really just done something major at that point. And I don't think people in those arenas feel like they've got the power or the ability or whatever to do that. And all you're really trying to do is make your job easier so you don't have to do, 47 entries. It's just done for you with an agent with maybe one entry.
Can I be real honest with you?
Be honest.
If you are in a role where you are leading people and you're in that, you have managers above you and people below you, but you're the one that does the work. If you learn to add automation into that role, then there's no need for a manager above you.
Maybe. Yeah.
No. There was an article this week, and if I can find it, I'll put it in our notes. Last week that was put out by Microsoft. They are reviewing every higher level manager they have and looking how they can replace them.
Sure.
Or get rid of the position all the way around. And so it's the people that's in the day-to-day, because those higher level managers aren't in the day-to-day. They just sit around the boardroom.
Yeah, you're probably right. But for the vast majority of people, and especially the vast majority of our audience, 80% of people work for a small business.
Right.
And so in those, I think that they have to remain so lean that if there is management, for the most part, you're going to need someone that's connecting the dots between the big strategic vision and the on the boots on the ground, sort of grinding it out, getting the work done. And that's the middle manager. That's the department head, that's the facilities director or whatever,
But what I'm saying is that what those individuals need to realize is that they now have the power to make huge difference. And never before, I don't think those positions are the positions that need the inner office automation that I'm talking about.
Sure.
The guy doing at Sexton that's creating the routes.
Yeah.
The guys that are doing the
quality control visits.
Voicing.
Yeah.
The social media. Yeah. The marketing. And so never before has the tools been at your hands to make such a difference in those roles.
Yeah.
It's always been directed from the top.
Yeah.
And never before has it been directed out of the middle like it can be today.
Right.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about my friend Wes Cody. He's the president of C2 Wealth Strategies, a financial advisory firm dedicated to providing personalized solutions for your financial needs. Wes and his team of professionals are passionate about helping clients create wealth and achieve financial freedom. At C2 Wealth Strategies, they believe in taking a holistic approach to financial planning and are committed to building long-lasting relationships with their clients, ensuring their financial well-being every step of the way. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Contact Wes and C2 Wealth today at c2wealth.com to schedule a consultation. Let Wes and his team help you build your financial future.
If you're a small business owner looking to take your business to the next level, listen up. My good friend Chris Francis has spent over 20 years growing his tree care business to national success. Now he's partnered with Rick Miller, you've probably heard him here on the podcast before, Harvard MBA, and business consultant to create Roadmap for Growth, an online course to help you scale, build teams, and create systems that last. It's not just for the tree industry. This course applies to any small service business. Check out treebusiness.com or hit the link on the Overlap homepage to learn more. Beyond AI, though, and beyond leveraging those tools, I would say from probably in the last 20 years up to today, that middle management has had tremendous power that they never really understand. I say this from personal experience, not for 20 years, but like, especially over the last 5-10 years, coaching, leading, mentoring people in these department heads. And I'll say this, 99% of folks, and even people leading crews or like teams, 99% of these folks, the solution, the vision, or is it logos? Yeah. The logos of solution is external always. They're looking external. Someone needs to fix my problem for me. And, in my sort of style is like, here are the guardrails, and the guiding posts. These metrics are what we're trying to go to. If you need to make any change to help you get there faster, easier, better, whatever, I want to encourage you to do that. And I'm saying that kind of stuff over and over. And most of the time, 99% of the time, most of the time, people can't get their head wrapped around that they need to think about how they do that and get creative or come up with a system or whatever. Most people just sit around and wait for someone to tell them how to do that. And if they don't get told how to do it any better, they feel like it's a failure on leadership's fault and maybe there is some of that, right? But one of the things that I'd like to say right here, right now is, man, and this overlaps in almost every aspect of our life. People have so much power and so much agency over their life, their career, how their work gets done, that they just abdicate that responsibility every day, that they just miss. They don't see it. They don't see that, man, if I could just take a clarity break, we've talked about those before. If you took 40 minutes on Thursday afternoon once a week to step back and think about what's the biggest problem I have and think of some creative ways to solve that, you would ultimately get that figured out. And you can say, oh, I don't have time for that. Bull crap. You spend at least 40 minutes from Monday through Tuesday on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or something else, or BSing with your bros or something. If you just take that time to actually be constructive, you would get to some real creative solutions, and everyone wants to hear those. But we abdicate that responsibility and thinks it's given the position that we're in, we think it's management's job to tell us what to do and how to fix it.
I promise your owner of your company would welcome you to take 20 minutes to think about how to do your job better.
100%. 100%.
I'll pay you.
If you don't think that that's true, just try it. If you don't think it's true, if you think, no, they're going to come in and say, I'm not paying you to think, perhaps you got the wrong place too. You probably know immediately.
Yeah. If you're at that place, no wonder you hate your job.
Yeah. 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 Oh.
The only place I don't want to think is in my workout.
That's a good point. I don't want to think in my workout.
I want to walk in and it be told to me. It's the only place in life.
Yeah.
Well, one, because I don't know anything other than what Dr. Mike tells me.
Well, and it is Dr. Mike. But it is nice to sort of turn your brain off and just work,
Yep.
But that's coming from us, where most of the time we're making decisions, So I get I don't want to have to think about how to solve these problems at my work, but that's the job. Oh my God, here I go. I say that all the time. It sounds snarky, but I don't mean it. But I say it to most of those leaders at like department head and team leaders and all the way down, is that, okay, you've got these 3 KPIs and that's what you're trying to get to. But here's the deal. In this quarter, you're trying to get from here to here. I can't tell you what's going to be the obstacle in this quarter. I can't tell you what that is. Too much rain, too little rain, mower goes down, lose a foreman, lose a contract, too many contracts. I can't tell you what it's going to be, but what I can tell you is that you solving that problem, that's the job. That is actually your job. That's why I hired you. So I don't have to swoop in and come solve your problem for you. That's what you're hired for. So when it happens, just let that ring in your head. That's the job. Because that's the job.
You're welcome, owners. Send this podcast to all your people.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to say this to them, let us.
That's the job.
It's the job.
And if you didn't want to say that to them, I don't know why, because that's your job. That's the job. If you don't want to come up with the KPIs, I don't know why, because that's your job. Just do your damn job, Okay, sorry. But leading from the middle, that's kind of what we're talking about.
You have power.
You've got lots of power and we abdicate it. That means give it away or try to blame someone else.
And I promise you, but this is what we hear a lot from people because Sid and I get people that just want to tell us about how they have no power in their job.
Yeah. I hear your podcast and it sounds great, but I can't do that here.
You have power.
You got.
And if you work for an organization that don't want to listen to how to better the role that you're in, you probably work for the wrong one.
Well, and maybe you need to package whatever that message is that you're trying to get across in a way that can be received. Communication is only happens when the other person you're trying to communicate gets it.
Hey, let me tell you about a friend of the show called Content Fresh. Since they've taken over our social media for the Overlap podcast, we've seen incredible growth. When you combine the growth from all social platforms, we're looking at a massive increase of 2,235%. This partnership has truly transformed our reach and engagement. If you're passionate about growing your business, partnering with Content Fresh could be a game changer for you. Go to overlaplife.com and click on sponsors today.
I want to take a moment to talk about someone who's been instrumental in my personal and business success. That's Johnny Barranco and his team at Barranco & Associates. For over 7 years, Johnny has been my go-to accountant and financial consultant. I can tell you that he's more than just a tax preparer. Johnny takes a holistic approach to all my financial dealings, aligning them with my long-term plans and personal lifestyle. I've recommended Johnny to several friends throughout different business groups around the country, and the feedback has been nothing short of exceptional. His expertise and service are top-notch. So if you're looking for someone who not only prepares your taxes, but also helps you strategize for the future, Johnny and his team at Barranco & Associates are the ones to call. Trust me, you won't regret it. So contact Johnny Barranco today and take the first steps towards financial peace.
I looked at one of my team members yesterday, and I said, I don't know how to do your job as well as you do.
Yeah.
I need you to help me out in understanding how we do this better.
Yeah.
She was looking at me for the answers, and I was like, I don't really have your answer because quite frankly, I don't even know how to do what you do.
Yeah.
I just happen to be the guy that signs the check.
Yeah.
And so I need your help in thinking about the organization in which we both work that provide us a living.
Yeah.
And so I think managers and owners, we just have to get to the place where we share not our feelings, but the facts about where we're at. And that's what this episode should be about. It's, hey, you have a job. You're being held accountable for that job. It's your job to make it better, more efficient, more profitable.
And ultimately, that helps you get a better job or more money or more experience or a better, it just happens. We got all kinds of overlaps written down in our notes, and I don't know that we need to go through them. But hopefully we've got that point across. Anything
I think you
else?
did. I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of go off on things. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm a passionate. Maybe it's too much coffee. I'm passionate.
You got a nice cup.
It is a nice cup.
It's a nice cup.
I sport the Hatch. Is this a 6 ounce coffee cup?
I think it's 8.
8 ounce coffee cup.
Yeah.
It's the perfect size. And
It's become my favorite cup.
They're on sale for $100. Hit me up at overlaplife.com. I've got like 3 of them, I think.
Oh, I bet you do. You keep going to grab them.
No, I only did. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we got for today. It was a quick hit, designed to be a quick hit, and leading from the middle. What you do when you're not the boss, but act like one. I mean, you should act like one. You should have ownership in your role. You should have ownership in making it better. You should be thinking about how can I improve this, not just checking a box.
Nope.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Be useful.
Take us out.
Peace.